I'm feeling golden, lost in the moment. It's taking over me. Keep your composure, you know that I want ya. Can you just hold that beat? Just let the lights up, baby. Let that.
Hey guys, good morning. We're back. It's Chat GTM with Michael Beck and
I'm tired of saying my name, Chad Horn with Ink Tank.
We'll do a different intro after this. But anyways, the person that really matters here on this introduction is actually one of my favorite people. We worked together for a while, we've been friends for a long time. Mr. Brock Weeks of Savi Solutions from Lehigh, Utah. You guys are doing amazing stuff. You are so on brand for what we're all about, which is actually a real utility of AI, artificial intelligence, to do things that actually move a needle inside and outside the restaurant. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what you put together is amazing. Let's just start foundationally. What does Savi do? And I'm not going to steal your message and tell it.
Yeah, no, grateful to be here. Good to be with you guys. Right, our whole foundation of why we started the company is we spent a lot of time in the security space dealing with IoT technology and cameras, and we would meet with operators of brands, and they kept saying, "Look, we have all this data flowing from our sites, but it doesn't answer what actually happened at the location. Like, what happened to drive these results? So everything we do is very symptom-based, rather than actually getting to the root of the problem." And we looked at it and said, video is the largest unstructured data set. It's sitting in a back office server being used as an expensive insurance policy.
Yeah.
If you look at it as a data
And
set.
it's a gotcha system.
Correct. It's being used as completely like, oh, something really, really bad happened, go look it up.
Right.
But it actually has all of the answers to what does our customer service look like? What's our throughput look like? Are our stores clean? Those things that if you actually go look at customer reviews, actually impact like 70 to 80% of all reviews have to do with how long they waited for their food, how the guest experience was the store clean, was the employee, did it look presentable? And so we said, hey, if you can actually move that to the cloud to make it easy to be able to access it, integrate it, and analyze it, you could hopefully make these operators' lives easier so they can spend time basing their decisions off of truth and data versus anecdotal assumptions. So,
That's awesome, Rod. What you do is at the intersection of a lot of quickly evolving technologies, right? So the computer vision, everything infrastructure, AI, and so you can't build this business without having to somewhat be a futurist and guess where's the ball going. What are some of those decisions or predictions you've made, bets on the future that have impacted what you built and how you built it?
Yeah, there was 3 key bets that we made. We made some bets that definitely were not right? We're not perfect in that, but a couple that were, and they were foundational. The first is that it would become affordable enough and you would have enough bandwidth to move video offsite to the cloud, right?
Okay.
Because once it's there, it's unlocked so you can integrate it, access, and analyze it. The second bet was that AI would become extremely powerful but commoditized, meaning it's readily available from multiple vendors.
Not just to the big boys.
Yeah, correct. Like, it's out there and it does amazing things. But the third piece was, if AI becomes so powerful, what's it going to be good at? And it's only as powerful as the data set it's applied against. So if you have a fragmented data set where you have some data over here, you have security cameras doing this, then you have some speed of service cameras doing this, and then you have some guest experience siloed data over here.
Yeah.
You end up with these siloed systems that even though you have a Ferrari engine, it's strapped to a single gearbox, and that's all it can do. It's not going to be able to do much. So those bets have come to fruition, like bandwidth, affordable, reliable bandwidth is ubiquitously available now throughout the country.
So real quick on that note, what kind of requirements does something like this need? Because I talk about this with other people, like technical infrastructure. What do you need to have to run these systems, right?
Yeah. Everyone thinks that video is going to knock out their data system, and it's because if it's stored on site and it's used in a sporadic way, meaning no predictability, the network doesn't know what to plan for, and so all of a sudden video is data intensive. Someone requests it, it pulls up and starts to knock out everything else. Where we just reversed the problem and said, put it in the cloud, so all you need for 16 cameras is 4 megabits of upload speed.
Really?
And then it's moved 100% to the cloud, and then when your entire team, whether they're viewing it, analyzing it, they're never actually touching the local site. So you don't have to worry about it causing any infrastructure change. If 1,000 people in your organization are using it, it's never going to affect the local site. It's in the cloud.
Somebody else's computer.
They're not going to go in and burden the local network. So now that it's off-site, right, bandwidth's ubiquitously available, it comes down to, hey, we want to use this for so many different things. It has loss prevention purpose. It has training purpose. It has speed of service application. Well, back to that architecture, if it's architected locally on site to do everything, you talk about infrastructure cost, you end up with a server to store the video and view it and a separate portal to log into. A server to analyze it for speed of service and a separate portal to log into. But those two don't talk.
Okay.
And then, we want to do some voice analysis on site and understand guest sentiment. Another box, another vendor portal. Like, technology is supposed to make your life easier, not create 5 different systems you have to manage. Where we say, look, a camera's a camera. Put a single little device that's smaller than a cell phone, encrypt the data, get it off site, and then it is unlocked.
And that's your edge device, you guys. You developed that yourselves.
Yeah, it's called the Savi Cloud Connect, and the hardware itself, nothing proprietary to us. It doesn't store or analyze. It's a Raspberry Pi, or we can actually deploy onto firewalls and other hardware infrastructure. All it's doing is encrypting the data and securely compressing it and moving it off-site. That's it.
So all that computational horsepower is really all happening now in the cloud, leveraging other much bigger systems. You can do it faster. You would be able to locally. You're not carrying the cost of the hardware infrastructure anymore with these things. And now when you're talking, I'm thinking about all these other boxes too, not even yours, right? You have traditional systems. You have your voice AI box. You have all the other boxes that are in the house. Like so much stuff.
And they're all doing similar things.
Yeah.
And like Chad's point, like this is evolving so quickly. We looked at architecting it on site. By the time we finished our first product development test, right, it was a 9-month cycle.
Changed.
The GPU price from the supplier, it got 7 times more powerful in a 12-month period of time, and the cost went up $10. If you finished a 1,000 location rollout, and then you're like, oh, hey, there's a new technology I want to adopt, and you're like, sorry, that box doesn't have enough power. Let's go do
it's such a pain.
Like, it's not going to happen where we just launched a new speed of service tool, and 1,000 location brands, we deployed them in a couple of weeks because there was 0 site visit. It was all just hit a button on the back end and change the infrastructure. And as it continues to advance, you're future-proofing your locations if you get the right vendors with the right infrastructure.
All right. So you got the data. You have AI helping you analyze it and figure out the key insights. What are the ones across your customer base that you're finding are unlocking the most dollars, right? First of all, is it making them more money? Is it saving them money? And then in what ways? What are the top things that come up?
Yeah, it's actually both sides of it. I talk about you have to have the complete data set.
Yeah.
If you're extremely efficient and you have quick service times, but your ATV is going down and your customer satisfaction is going down and your store is filthy on the inside because you're focused on turn and burn, you're not going to get repeat guests.
No.
Yeah.
You need to look at the entire picture. So let's understand the true speed of service in an accurate way, both in-store and out-store through the drive-thru. But then, how clean is the store? The other intangibles there, so you have a complete picture of how efficient you're running. And quite frankly, you unlock your team's ability to not spend time doing mundane tasks that warp their brain capacity because it's so mundane.
Yeah.
You're unlocking them to do what humans do, which is connect and coach and empower people, right? So, I mean, that's really the 3 benefits that most of these brands get.
That's absolutely beautiful. You know, one of the things that I was so excited when I first heard about you, and this is probably old news for you, but probably new news to the world, drive-thru, right? Drive-thru is typically a very cumbersome process to make it happen. You have to bury a wire in the ground. You have to do all this other stuff, and tens of thousands of dollars to deploy a drive-thru. Savi changed all of that, right? If you have a camera outside, you're done. Is that right? I mean, am I trivializing this?
No, a $80 camera outside. So let's say you want to track 4 points, $240 or $320, and you're there. And not only is it more accurate, but it changes. So now you can segment, and instead of doing crisis management, which is in the moment, like I'm trying to put out fires, you can systematize it so you can understand, we potentially could start a fire over here if we don't improve this.
Right.
And you change from anecdotal evidence to systemic data-based evidence, which...
And you can even tie that back to tokenized identification of different attributes of a customer, right? That's really interesting data, right, at some point.
Exactly. Basically, AI is going to continue to get really, really powerful. It has its limits, but it's going to get really, really powerful if you have the data set aggregated together to apply it against, and you can do that with an ROI and improve your team members' lives. You're going to start to be able to do all of that. It's a data set.
Yeah.
So people need to stop looking at it as a product and keep figuring out point solutions. Look at video as a data set, put it in a platform play, and you're going to unlock a ton of value in the coming years.
So Brock, I know there's certain conferences in our industry where you're going to have a lot of CTOs, CIOs, even data leaders. But here we're going to have a lot of CEOs, CFOs, executives that have different things on their mind. They're thinking about the macro. They're thinking about these industry themes and trends. What do you say to them to pique their interest as to why they need to take Savi so seriously?
Yeah, I think a couple of the folks in the different sessions yesterday said it, like, the economy is always going to change. Mm-hmm. If you've got a great brand, right, that's connecting with people and providing great experiences, you're going to do extremely well. How do you measure that? And even reviews, telling a customer just tells you what they're thinking, and they could say, I had a terrible experience. Well, why? Or it was messy. Why? Right? Like, get to the root cause so we can stop throwing Band-Aids on things and actually surface things off of data. And more importantly, this industry is great because it's about people. So if you can actually accurately measure on site, you can find out that new employee who's going above and beyond and killing it and retain him or her, because they're what's going to allow you to grow into the future, because you can only grow an organization as quickly as your people can grow. And it's really, really hard for an executive to get all of those insights. And we're saying, hey, you got a secret shopper now, all of these things happening all day, every day, not to be a big brother, not to give the stick so you can start whipping, but like incentivize the right behaviors and the right people based upon truth, which is like just going to change the way that we've been able to do things. And you can do it so affordably now, and help people.
Brock, there are so many things I want to talk to you about with all this, because I know a little bit more than the average bear about what you guys do, right? Let's have you on a full show at some point, because there's so much to dig into. But for now, where are you going to be next? What's the best way for everybody to get to you, to learn more about Savi?
Yeah. No, obviously reach out on LinkedIn. Love to chat with folks and get to know your organization. GetSavi.com. We're going to be at most all the major restaurant shows, from NRA, QSR Evolution, FS Tech. Right? Please reach out to our team. Love to get to know you guys, and would love to come on. Spend time with you guys is never a bad use of time.
Love that too.
I always walk with a smile when I'm talking to you, dude. You're just one of the best people. I mean, honestly.
Right back at you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to get silly here. Guys, thank you so much for investing your time with us. And please, if you have any questions about what Brock and his team over at Savi are doing, it's really next level. It changes everything when it comes to all these complicated devices you have in your restaurant, when it comes to things that are helping track and understand the movement of your business, the flow of your traffic in the business, and just understanding your guests a little bit better and your team and how to coach them better. So, Savi Solutions, look them up. And this has been Chat GTM with Chad and Michael and Mr. Brock Weeks. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm feeling golden, lost in the moment. It's taking over me. Keep your composure.